Hey everybody, how you doing? This is a really exciting day in Oakland. A really exciting day. This day will mark the first day of the rest of the sports development future and economic development future of the city of Oakland, the San Francisco Oakland East Bay, the San Francisco Oakland San Jose Bay Area, and California, Northern California in particular, because it's been some time since we had a very, very exciting development like the one you're about to hear from a person you probably didn't expect to hear it from. That's right. Presenting AI Oakland Mayor Barbara Lee. That's right. AI Oakland Mayor Barbara Lee wants to bring the NFL to Oakland, and what is so impressive about her presentation is her credibility, certainty, and capacity, to steal a phrase from my longtime friend Phil Tagami, famous Oakland developer. But let's just get right to it. I want you to hear what AI Oakland Mayor Barbara Lee has to say right here, right now, presenting AI Oakland Mayor Barbara Lee.
I'm here today to make it clear. Oakland wants the NFL. We are ready. I'm here today to make it clear. Oakland wants the NFL. We are ready.
And I'm going to stop it right there because, as you heard, yep, that's right. Oakland Mayor Barbara Lee is making it clear, AI Oakland Mayor Barbara Lee is making it clear that she wants the NFL back in Oakland. She has a plan that she's working on with her team. They are rolling it out in small bits, this being the first part of it. And my goodness, isn't it exciting? And so, in small bit, and there's more, folks. In fact, there's a lot more. You got to hear what Oakland Mayor Barbara Lee, AI Oakland Mayor Barbara Lee, is calling for. Here it is.
I'm committed to bringing a world.
Excuse me, right here. I've got to change it up a bit because, yeah. Let me bring this. Add this.
Class sports venue to our city. This 70,000 seat dome will be a landmark.
You want to hear that again? Let's repeat it.
I'm committed to bringing a world-class sports venue to our city. This 70,000 seat dome will be a landmark.
But not to be deterred, she also wants you to know this.
The Oakland NFL team should be called the Invaders.
Yes. Repeat that one more time with feeling. AI Oakland Mayor?
The Oakland NFL team should be called the Invaders.
That's right, the Oakland Invaders, folks. The Oakland Invaders. Oakland, AI Oakland Mayor Barbara Lee wants to revive the Oakland Invaders brand, change it for the current Oakland situation, but with a nod to its proud sports history, and give it a unique toughness that as much evokes other current teams like the Oakland Ballers and the Oakland Roots as it does reaches back for the Oakland Raiders and, of course, the Oakland Invaders. This is a brilliant, brilliant move by AI Oakland Mayor Barbara Lee that will make an incredible difference. But she hasn't stopped there. Take a look at the stadium designs that she's thinking about as we add those to the stage. Isn't this cool? That's one. And then there's another one. Not that one isn't my favorite. Here's another. This is close to my favorite. This one is stadium and hotel. Perhaps I can freeze it there, right there. This is worth looking at, folks. This is both stadium and hotel attached to it. You can see the walkway there. This is the kind of facility that I have long prized so that Oakland can host Super Bowl games, plural. With it, that hotel alone will house about 500 people. I believe a hotel configuration of 1,000 is better. But enough about me. Let's take a look at these other exciting proposals. Here's another. This one, take a look at this one. Now, I'll stop that one there. Look, Isn't that cool? Right, that's right. This is a dual stadium. This is actually an arena wrapped in the stadium. So you can see that the arena makes up, it makes up the north end, will be the north end of the facility if we're at the Coliseum, makes up the north part and is about the size of the current arena at the Oakland Coliseum. So you could say that maybe we leave the stadium or the arena there. You can imagine the limits on the other side, and then of course the stadium wrapped as it is there. MKS, he says, is Mark Davis paying for this AI stadium because AI Oakland City budget, AI Oakland hypothetical tax income financing sure all isn't. Actually, AI real tax income. I'm glad you brought that up because real tax increment financing can pay for this. And a lot of people who say what you just said here, by the way, don't know how to do tax increment financing, whereas I do. This can be built. And the reason why this is being done is to show you what is possible and get your mind moved in that direction instead of where we are mired and basically arguing with each other and basically saying that nothing can be done when in point of fact we can do something. It's just that few have bothered to study it. Those days are over, folks. Oakland is on the move. Let's continue. You saw those two interesting designs I thought were really of note. Here's another. There is another that involves a dome stadium that didn't quite make it in here, and should have. Let me see if I can go up a bit here and make certain that you saw one version of it, but there is another version to be added, which I will do right now to this. And so, because you really should see what it looks like. It's really a cool configuration. There, I found it. Aha. The Oakland Dome Stadium design. Another one that I think could work in downtown Oakland. Hold on a second. If there was a move or for some reason an idea that, hey, perhaps a downtown NFL stadium would be more of a catalyst to Oakland's growth than one at the Coliseum, and have the Coliseum perhaps say for baseball and other sports, right? There are a number of ways we can go. But at any rate, take a look at this as I add it to the repertoire of presentations here. I really find this absolutely, totally, really exciting. And put that over there. And add this to the video file right here where it says Dome Stadium Design. Here is that's the Dome Stadium Design. That's cool, all right? And imagine that in downtown Oakland, not too far from West Oakland, okay? What was that? Can't Get Right TV asks a great question. He asks, what was the point of letting the A's and Raiders walk to Vegas? Well, what happened there, and that's a really fantastic question to ask, and I'll put it this way. What happened was that, first of all, Mark Davis met a gentleman, a professor at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, who had a plan to allow sports gambling to be done, but basically ferreting out all of the activity that, caused it to run afoul of law enforcement. And on top of that, Sheldon Adelson, rest in peace, was keen to steer some of the public money that commonly goes into the public convention centers that compete against his private Las Vegas Sands. And so he saw in Mark Davis' need for a new home a way to convince the Nevada legislature to steer a great deal of money, ultimately $750 million, toward the construction of a Raiders stadium, and therefore having less money to be used for the convention center, the Las Vegas Convention Center network. That was the idea. Adelson is was, I should say, but in spirit, a very right-wing, classically conservative person. I say classically, he didn't go into the left-right stuff, but he became very rich off of genius development work in Las Vegas, among other places, like, for example, Macau. Gary says, so what's the real Barbara Lee saying about all of this? Well, Jerry, that's the whole point. We're going to find out, aren't we? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Because this, you got to admit, this is exciting. This is the way it should be. In one fell swoop, we have catapulted forward the economic development fortunes of our city. We have said, here is what's possible. Here is what we can do. Or here, let's hear it from AI Barbara Lee. Another message from the great AI Barbara Lee to hammer home, if you will, the full message, and it's right here. I'll add it to the stage.
NFL sports development in Oakland is the future.
Let's hear him say that again, the AI Barbara Lee.
NFL sports development in Oakland is the future.
That's AI Barbara Lee, folks, okay? And that's the way it should be, okay? That really is. So you understand, you have it in your head what's possible. And in the next series of presentations, we'll look at how the financing mechanism that AI Barbara Lee has developed works. We'll take a deep dive into it but also in an equally entertaining fashion like this. And so if anyone else has any other questions, please introduce them. But the bottom line is, regarding tax increment financing, since I'm an expert in it, the main problem with how the city thinks about it now overall, although there are people like Oakland Councilman Carol Fife who agree with me, that we look at tax increment financing on a per project basis, okay? And what I've said to her and many others is that's not the way to look at it. You look at it on a district-wide basis, because then you're able to gain more property tax money that can be used for example, the reignition of services like Head Start, security services, cleanup programs to have business assistance. If you're a business in downtown, a restaurant business in particular, don't you believe that you should receive the same kind of help and assistance and attention as your cannabis entrepreneurial counterparts? Of course. So we have the ability in tax increment financing to install those kinds of systems. And I'm not saying dispensaries, don't receive any or wouldn't receive any assistance. Of course they would. I'm simply saying that with tax increment financing and with the throw off from tax increment revenue that a privately owned, but a publicly owned but privately revenue collected stadium will produce, and the development around it, clean up, be outstanding for the city. And think about this too. It will, from a social media standpoint alone, bring eyeballs back to Oakland that have been turned away from Oakland for reasons that just shouldn't be, crime and everything else. This is an exciting day for Oakland, folks, an exciting day, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts, but I'll let Oakland Mayor Barbara Lee remind us yet again of what this is all about, and she says it.
NFL sports development in Oakland is the future.
And she said it. Thank you all very much for watching this presentation, and please subscribe to Zennie62 on YouTube and bookmark ZennieReport.com and NFL News by Zennie62.com. That ends this stream. Thank you.